What's up? It's your boy, Basement Jer, Basement Bookers Podcast, Rich the Riz's Flawless Man, etc. This week, please subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. Uh, Thumbs up. It really helps out. I don't know, honestly, stream of consciousness, I guess, because it's always up to me,
Fuck.
and I got nothing. You know, I couldn't get through SmackDown.
Mm.
I've been having a rough go of it with this wrestling shit. So we'll do what we can here.
Yeah, it's some shows have been tough. Like we still don't know why Naomi, why the situation hasn't been addressed. What the health issue is?
They're gonna talk about it
I'm.
on Monday. They already said.
Did they?
Don't worry about it. Yeah,
Okay.
they said
All right.
it's gonna be addressed on Monday. So if you want to take the time to speculate on that, as opposed to we don't know anything because she's not going to say anything till Monday, which is the
All right.
official line. Now
So
would be the time to do that.
okay. So let's presume that she's got to take 9+ months off, right? She got the 9 month debuff, as they say in some circles. Um, aka she's pregnant. So they're gonna have to find a new opponent for Stephanie Vaquer, who has already been announced for Clash in Paris, and I'm guessing they're gonna have to make it a championship match, where the winner becomes the new women's world champion. Now, do they? I'm guessing they're probably gonna hold a short tournament to determine Stephanie's opponent for the title match. That's my guess.
It's just going to be Rhea Ripley or Io Sky. So
Yeah.
maybe Rhea Io Sky will fight for it because why not? Or maybe it'll be Nikki Bella. Who gives a shit? Like who
I
cares
do.
at this point?
I do. I don't want
I'm
it to be Nikki Bella.
Listen. Nothing matters to me now. Okay, Naomi might not have the belt anymore. I don't care. I don't care because it taints everything. It taints Stephanie Vaquer's eventual championship win because she didn't beat Naomi for it. Okay,
Hmm.
and it should be Naomi who chooses when she loses the championship. I'm mad at Jimmy, because he got in where he fit in. You
Yeah.
know, I'm, and then I'm mad at Naomi because it takes two to tango, and she seduced him, obviously. Like, look at her, and she's got the championship and all these things, and that just magnifies it because
Hmm.
then you want to just go home and you want to be like, who's the world champion? You know what I'm saying? Who's the world champion? And that's really her fault. And Jimmy's just a man. He's a man like you.
Hmm.
He's a man like me. And if he's anything like me, it's time to show who the champion is.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but either way, Big Jim, Naomi, if this is the case, which I don't think it is, because we haven't got into what I think it is,
Mm.
then it's not a debuff. It's a buff. It's a blessing. It's a beautiful thing for two people who love each other, who are in a situation where they can provide a family to a wonderful child. This is a good thing.
Hmm.
Okay, wrestling is secondary to that, I imagine. It's about the bloodline. Okay, we got to keep it going here. So after after all that, that's what I got to say about that. What really I want is there really to be a shady ass doctor because Naomi didn't want to wrestle Io Sky. She didn't feel like it.
Hmm.
And she had the doctor who wrote notes for Dominic Mysterio.
Hmm.
And let's not forget this, the infamous, lie of love the century, as they say. So this doctor also provided documentation for
Hmm.
Seth Rollins' knee. So I'm really thinking, I really hope that there's an evil doctor out there making all these notes, but also he can wrestle. And
Mm.
that would be great. But We don't live in a proper country anymore. That would not have Naomi as champion. That's not where I want to live.
Mm.
Okay, I don't want to live in that WWE universe. Okay, but look, the show goes on, and like I said, that's what I think.
Yeah. Uh, Listen, I think an evil doctor would be could be a fun, interesting angle. S- I imagine they probably won't call him Doctor Evil, but
No,
I
Evil
mean,
Doctor.
Evil Doctor. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care. Evil Doctor, preferably a Japanese fella. Evil Doctor,
Mm.
and he'd also have like a stable of malformed creations, and I mean in the mind.
Mm.
Obviously, you
Okay.
can't really do that. Special effects get you so far. Some malformed misfits
Mm.
that he uses at his beck and call, and they don't talk; they're mute. He talks for them. There you go. So get
Could
your
be
meatheads
interesting.
for Evil Doctor Man.
Evil Doctor, bastard.
Evil Doctor.
Gotta get him. Gotta get him out of there.
Okay, no need to bury my segment any further. What do you want to talk about next?
So I didn't see TripleMania, but there are some clips floating around, including one with Finn Balor and a puppet to counter Mr. Iguana. All
Oh my
right.
God, dark mode, bro. What the hell? What are you, a psychopath?
I don't TikTok on my desktop. Who does?
If you're gonna do stuff on your desktop, you should at least make it less offensive.
There.
There you go.
How do I get rid of that? There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So this is what happened in. It was a. Wait. It was Judgment Day versus Mr. Iguana, Nino Hamburguesa, and Lola Vice.
Yes. Oh no. This has been prophesied. It's him! It's him! He's here! Oh my God! Run for the exits! It's him! Demonito! That's Demonito! We can prophesy the Valiants! That is Demonito! We're all doomed!
Finn Balor's really working for his supper.
Doesn't know which way is up right now.
Graves and JBL, huh?
Balor is just a legend.
Yeah, and
Demonito!
Conan.
That is Demonito!
Ah.
I thought he was a legend. Guys, pump and fight! Oh no!
DDT.
DDT by Balor! And Demonito is eating the Iguana!
Oh no.
All right. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to become a clown. Put his hand up a puppet's ass. In a wrestling match. Look, you got to evolve with the times.
Mm-hmm.
And grown men like to watch grown men in their underwear puppet fight sometimes, I guess. And that puppet went on sale immediately on WWE.com for $100 fucking.
Damn.
$100. So brilliant on their part. The money grubbing greedy fucks that they are, which by the way, I respect that shit because who doesn't love money?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But it ships
but
free.
okay, listen. They already took the shipping and handling from you. It's nice of them to be like, you know what, we'll cover that since you're overpaying for this. Fine with
Mm.
Natty, the real Natty,
Mm.
wrestling at AAA. I got to watch that, and I'm always saying the same thing. It's like, why can't you let her be that on Monday Night Raw? What significance is boring babyface Natalia, with all due respect? And I mean that with, she obviously doesn't want to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and you're
Don't worry, I
making
got
her
the
do
sign.
that. The uncomfortableness, I could feel it. It
Mm-hmm.
comes through. She does not like doing that. So yeah, just put Maxine in an angle where she's got like a leg brace She's in a wheelchair. She's traumatized off of what Becky Lynch has done for her, to her. I guess that's the same thing in wrestling. And just have Natalia go on like a revenge, 80s movie style. Bloodsport Van Dam. I'm going to avenge you, my American friend. I'm going to beat up that foreign heel for you, even if he throws dust in my eyes. And I got to feel around like this. And I got to
It
think
hurts. Can't see.
about
Can't
all the
open
things.
eyes.
And then in my mind, and then Natalia gets revenge, gets the IC championship, one that no one thinks that she can win, and just beats Becky for it. But that's not going to happen.
No.
It's just going to be basic Natty. She's going to get rolled up by Becky. This is all to forward this Bailey thing that they're doing, maybe. Or not. And then just forget about it. My mind, I think Becky is going to go through the greatest hits. I mean, Bailey is going to go through the greatest hits. You know, sometimes she's a hugger. Sometimes she's rose planting you. She's role modeling you. You know, she'll shift in between. You know, she'll ding dong hello you right after that. You know, but you got to pay extra. You know, that's important to know.
Yeah,
And you
it's
can
definitely
take
an
with that
extra
what you will.
feature. I'm looking forward to whatever they do with Bailey. You know, I agree they got to do something different with Natty. Like, she obviously has this other character she would like to play. Maybe maybe creative just doesn't have anything for it.
What are you
Raw's a
talking
3-hour
about?
show. Raw's still a 3-hour show.
Okay, so
That's on Raw, right?
yes,
Okay.
we watched it last week.
Yeah, we did.
There was a whole thing. What are you doing, man? It's not that hard to follow. It's really not. It's very easy, actually. You know, it's not complicated. The IC Championship is a Monday Night Raw title. Okay? So then you can just do the math from there. You start with where the titles are, and if they're fighting for that title, obviously, under most circumstances, unlike moving Sami Zayn's bum ass to SmackDown, that's the belt that they're wrestling for.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Raw is like the length of the show is fluid. They could sort of end it whenever they want. They've been averaging like 2.5 hours. You can work in a storyline where Natty gets frustrated with Maxine losing all the time or whatever, goes away, comes back. She's like, all right, I'm back from the dungeon. Now I'm badass Natty.
She doesn't need to go anywhere. AAA just happened. People saw her. It was on YouTube, for crying out loud. What does she need to go away for? That thing exists in her already. There's no time to waste. She's not a spring chicken. Dude, she's been wrestling. She wrestled with Nikki Bella, who stopped and came back.
This is true.
You're not understanding how long Natalia's been around. And she's a woman. We gotta hit the make hay while the sun shines. Whatever they say.
Something like that.
Stop wasting her best years on crap. How about that? You're talking about, give women a chance, give them matches. Yeah, how about like giving a shit? How about letting them express themselves in their art the way they want to, and not putting them in this stupid little dumb box of yours that obviously is ugly. And I don't mean that physically. I mean that in the lameness. It's stupid. It hasn't worked. She doesn't like it. Let her try something else. And then it's you. It's your job, creative. It's not just about who the fuck Cody Rhodes is going to fight or who Roman Reigns is going to fight. It's just all these other people, okay? And then what do? When you can't help them, when you don't give them opportunities, you fire them. You take their dreams away. You send them packing. But it's their fault. It's their fault that you can't come up with something for them because you're just so busy with your head up your own ass. Okay? You're not doing it for the whole thing. It's all about the main event. You can't just talk about the main event all the time. What about all these other people? Okay? And then I get my matches interrupted by "We Want Cross" chants. Okay, at least give the guy the opportunity. Then he fails, and then he could go. But now it's like you really didn't give him a chance, and they're gonna keep cheering for him. And I'm still not convinced that he's fired. And what a joke this is. This is us distrusting, and it's not just me. Bunch of wrestling fans. We don't trust any of this shit. This poor guy lost his job, and everybody thinks he's lying. That's the other side of that.
Yeah.
That's the other fucked up thing. It's like, I'm fired, but nobody fucking believes me.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't.
I've said enough.
You you leave us with a lot to think about. I've heard rumors that, like, I saw a report that his independent booking cost is like astronomical. So that's why he's having a hard time getting bookings, allegedly. Um, and there was someone that might have been Cornette, some big wrestling personality, has said when you start working the boys the way they did with Seth, when you start working the boys, that's how you lose trust. That's how people lose trust in the company. So maybe they worked us with truth, maybe not. Maybe they're doing it again with Cross, maybe not. But if it's a work, first off, cool. I'm glad the guy didn't actually lose his job. But you got to be careful with the unintended consequences of what you're doing. Like if your talent loses trust in you, right? Like let's say whoever in WWHR calls a meeting with someone, is like, listen, your contract's coming up, we're not going to renew, and they're like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, nudge nudge, wink wink. Guys, like, you got to really specify, no, this is not a work.
Well, it goes two ways. If you can't trust your locker room to shut the fuck up,
Mm-hmm.
then what choice do you have than to keep it between who you want to keep it between, whatever.
Right. So it's me. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe it's they don't trust the locker room to keep it secret, so they have to work the boys. But I don't know if you're breeding contempt and you're breeding distrust like that. I think it's more about find the gap, find the leak. You know, what they could do, they could even do like what they call like A/B testing, and like give, like, say they have two people they think are leaking info to dirt sheets, give each of them different information. Say, don't tell anyone, but this is what's going to happen. Whichever one makes it to the dirt sheets, you know that's the one that's leaking. Plug the damn leak. You know, find the source of the problem and fix it, rather than, making this whole big thing. You're not sharing information with your locker room that could be important for them to know. There you go. Plug the leak.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
That does sound like what you're saying because it's what you said.
Mm.
That's what I meant to say was, even including plug the leak,
Mm-hmm.
is that you can't get your wife a job just because she's hot. All right, I'm sorry to tell you this, because that's another thing. It's like it was just going to be for him,
Mm.
and I could
Really?
respect that.
Mm-hmm.
I could respect that this is the dream. You get to work with your wife. You believe she's a part of your character, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a part of the presentation. But think about it from their point of view. What's the ROI here?
Mm-hmm.
Because she's still going to be your wife if she's not working here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do you really need a valet that bad? Can you not stand on your own? And, if, fine, then she has to work. Like, she
Yeah.
doesn't wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she has to. I don't know. But it's like managers. It's like, well, maybe, but I guess she doesn't say much. Of the
Right.
two,
Mhm.
he's the talker.
Mhm.
So what's she there for? She's just hot. And it's 2025.
Mhm.
Okay, we're not in the diva desert that we were once when all you had was Sunny in them. Okay, there's a lot more
Mhm.
going on here. The fields are verdant, bright green, lush fruits and trees.
Mhm.
You know, the land of milk and honeys. Okay, so you can't hold us hostage
Mhm.
with your wife like that. I know a lot of you out there are like, what the fuck, bro? Come on, man. Think about it for a second.
Mhm.
Okay? Think about it. I would, well, not me. I don't know. Take the deal. I take the deal
Mhm.
because that's my dream. He said as much that he wants to wrestle there. That's where he wants to be.
Mhm.
And then build that equity. You know, you could still take care of her. She can still roll with you. She's just not getting paid to be there.
Mhm.
Just, build your equity. Be a good soldier, like you keep on saying. And then you can succeed because you believe in yourself. I watched the documentary. All right. So keep it pushing.
Mhm.
Just take the bumps, man. That's that's
Yeah.
that's the job, baby. You just gotta have to. You might have to sell more. You might have to take a bigger bump. And I get it, man. The bump card, me, empty, fresh bump card. Never
Mhm.
been. Okay. Not even saying anything. I'm just saying, come on, bro.
Mhm.
Come on, bro. We counted them. I watched something where they counted it. 8. Okay? 8. All right. So, now that that's out of the way, we talked about carrying cross briefly.
Mhm.
We said our opinions, and I'm sticking to it. I like the guy, but I did a whole rant, that kind of vindicated him.
Mhm.
So,
I'm with to be real quick. I'm with you. Like Paul Heyman, for instance, you mentioned managers. Definite positive ROI.
he's not a
You know,
manager. He's an oracle.
he's an oracle, but within WWE's back end classification, he's a manager. Um,
I
generally,
think
he's a
he's more
manager.
than that.
Well, yeah, he has plenty of other roles also. Like he helps he helps the talent polish off their weak spots, which is
He's
important.
also a Triple H ego fluffer.
That too.
That's a job.
Hmm.
You got to do that. You got to make sure he stays in the game.
Hmm. But I think Karrion Kross can absolutely stand on his own and look badass and come down to the ring and do the same stuff he's been doing. He doesn't need the Karrion Kross character doesn't need Scarlet.
Well, I need to know what his deal is. Right now it's like it was Sami Zayn's a liar. He's definitely not a liar.
Hmm.
But that's a here's the thing.
Hmm.
When you gave him that, it's the worst thing. You got him going around talking about how water is not wet. Okay? I'm trying to tell you that water is not wet. It's
Hmm.
never been wet. That's what you had him doing, trying to call Sami Zayn a liar.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn is sanctified all of a sudden. Like, he could do no wrong. He's a superhero. He's out there pinning Solo Sikoa, the United States champion.
Hmm.
Everybody loves him. Okay. And here we go again. The good Samoans versus the bad Samoans dominates SmackDown. We're back to that again. you know. And when I say Samoans, I include Sami Zayn. I wasn't misspeaking.
Yeah, he's an oos.
Okay, so at least they cut like 3 months of him and Jacob. Will they? Won't they?
Yeah.
They decided to just do it right away.
Hmm. Thankfully.
SmackDown sucks without Cody. By the way, when you don't have Cody on,
Hmm.
And like people talk about, oh, Drew's promo was so good, it was so great. It's like, was it though? You know, I miss the days of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and
What?
this is, and I was happy you said that. And before the fucking what chance, because you can't do an impersonation, you
Hmm.
can't talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin without present company excluded
Hmm.
assholes going, what? He was more than that. Okay,
Hmm.
let me tell you what. All right, Stone Cold Steve Austin was about scripture.
Hmm.
Okay, Austin 3:16 says, "I just whipped your ass." That's it. Okay, because you know what? If Drew McIntyre's out there running his mouth, Cody's out there. He's not even there. He's not even there.
Hmm.
Okay, Stone Cold, that glass will shatter. Stone Cold Steve Austin
Place erupts.
will just come out there. He's out there, and in my mind, he's the champion that was disrespected by Drew McIntyre. He
Hmm.
gets into the ring. He gets right into Drew McIntyre's face, where those stone cold eyes locked onto Drew McIntyre. And then he's got a microphone, and he goes, and he's like, Drew McIntyre, you dumb son of a bitch. Let me tell you something, talking like you're William Wallace. It didn't go well for William Wallace. You see, the English, they had him screaming while they gutted him, placed his head here, there, everywhere. And that's the bottom line. In my mind and my mathematics, since America beat the British, you've got no chance against me. You know, because if the king beats William Wallace,
Hmm.
George Washington beats the king,
Yeah. True.
then there we go. And then he stomp a mud hole in him.
Hmm.
But no, we're gonna have Cody come out. He's gonna cry. He's gonna get out there. He's gonna cry about missing his daddy
Mm.
with a tear in his eye. I had to look at my little girl. Daddy, why aren't you dancing on TV? I can't, cause I'm sad. Crying about my daddy. It's not Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Hmm.
He doesn't let anything stop him from whooping ass.
Austin was great. If you didn't live through the Attitude Era,
I feel
like,
bad for you, son. It
yeah,
was a short time. And, you know, because the Austin window is not as big as people think it is.
no, it's just that he was like his star shone so
As
damn
soon as
bright.
that power driver came.
Yeah, and he had the top dance partners too, like The Rock and Vince.
The point is, we need Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right, we need someone like that. We need a badass. You know, all these guys out there with their acting and their soliloquies and crying about their daddies. They're crying about the story.
Hmm.
Rich the Riz, they're crying about the vision. They're crying about the shoes around the neck. They're crying about this and that. Maybe Braun Breaker. Maybe
Mm.
he can be that badass one day. Maybe not. When he's going out there saying, look at your fat asses. And he just spears people.
Hmm. I don't know if if he quite has the promo chops to be that. You know, like he's good on promo. He's never going to be Austin level, I don't think. I think it takes
Austin
it's an
316
intangible.
says, I just whipped your ass.
Yeah, so that was lightning in a bottle. That was uh that was one of those things unplanned. Like I think Michael Hayes even said, plenty of people interviewed that were there in and around that time. They said he cut that promo. He said that just because of Jake and his Bible thumping, as Austin put it. You know, and it's, the fans ran with it. You can't like they try and fake stuff like that, and you can tell that it's faked. Like I love Cesaro, but like you know when the fans started having all the identical Cesaro sections signs in like the hard cam side, don't tell me like they all printed that same sign.
No, that shit
That,
is lame.
that was
That's not
handed
like
out.
back in the day where you could tell who was over because they had the most signs from people in the crowd. And there was
Yeah.
all these different kinds of signs, all sorts of creative signs.
Hmm.
And they just stopped doing that, man. It sucks because if you had that kept going, you would know who was it. And you needed that in like the 2002 and on. Like it was troubling.
Yeah.
You needed that. You needed to have all that. Look, the point is I bring about Steve Austin is there's a lot of authenticity missing and wrestling, and it's also because the curtain is open too wide. This
Yeah.
WWE Unreal, which I watch every single episode, and now John Cena's out there. He's like, he doesn't even like the promo. That first heel promo, he says it was bad.
Hmm.
You know, apparently and he can't talk about it right now, but in January he's gonna talk about it. It's weird that he would say that because like right now he's like, yeah, there's all these things, but we're on this ride, we got our dates, but in January we'll talk about all the whatever. I'm paraphrasing, but it's like it's interesting. Like he's
It's
got some opinions, and I think it's just what it is that The Rock fucked them over.
mm,
And John Cena had to try to make this make sense by himself.
trying to turn chicken shit into chicken salad.
And that's why he's like, nah, we're not doing this. And
But
it
on
was
top,
a whole.
mhm.
This is The Rock, man. This is The Rock. And I just want him to stay the hell away.
Yeah.
I want him to stay away. Come in, promote your movie. But that final boss shit, the music's cool. But the fact that you come out here, you make yourself the biggest heel in wrestling,
Hmm.
but you don't have to defend that. You don't have to prove that.
Hmm.
You could just say you are because you're on a seat. Because you have a seat, you could just say you are because you are.
Hmm.
You're the bully on the playground. We're over here just trying to play with our action figures. You come here with your action figure. You're like, this is the most strongest, the greatest, best toy, better than all your toys.
My friend's mom gave
Okay,
it a belt, gave it a championship belt.
yeah, and you're saying you're the best, and that belt makes you the people's champion, which is more important than the other championships.
Hmm.
And that's what you're doing. So that's what I think. I think The Rock should fuck off. One of the greatest personalities in wrestling, great wrestler, but he's not some like creative visionary. He's just not.
Hmm.
It's proven. Look at this stupid soul. What do you mean? You want his soul? Why you want the top babyface subservient to your character, because that's your ego.
Hmm.
You want to be the final boss in every way, and that Cody does your work for you. What kind? This is that shit. The same guy who tried to strong arm his way into the DC universe. And I'm glad they told him to kick rocks after his Black Adam bombed. Okay?
Hmm.
That's right. Adam Bomb reference
Mm.
in there somehow. It
Very
happened.
nice. Very nice. Regarding pulling back the curtain too much, John Cena doing the interview and everything. We're in an era where The Undertaker's a talk show host.
And he's not a very good one.
And neither is his wife.
She is the worst. She's terrible. But the guy that did the podcast with Mark before, that's
Hmm.
right, Mark.
Yeah.
The Undertaker's retired. The
Hmm.
one who did the podcast with Mark, he told him, yeah, they're going a different direction, blah, blah, blah. But he brought up that she would be better than he was at bringing out like stories from him because she's married to him. Whatever.
That sounds like her words.
I don't give a shit. You know what? I don't think so. She's not that smart. She's just not. And, maybe she is in different things.
Hmm.
There's different things to be smart at. I don't want The Undertaker to come and give me the last ride or whatever. But I'm just saying, I'm just mad at her being on LFG. Undertaker wants 2 checks instead of 1. That's what this is about.
He's probably
And
also getting a Legends check.
The worst thing he ever did is force Michelle McCool on me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And he's thrown Mankind off a cage. I'll let that slide. But this Michelle McCool shit, you've crossed it. You've crossed the line. You should have never crossed that line, brother. Okay, you should have never crossed that line. I hope Steve Austin shows up to your house and gives you a stunner in front of your family. All right, and then just like clashes the beers together, strengths them on you, and just like storms out your house.
We need that on video.
We need Steve Austin. We need him back. Could you imagine one day you're watching Monday Night Raw and Seth Rollins is out there with his bitch ass vision and they're talking about the vision and the power and multiplication and subtraction and addition and all that shit. And like, Punk's out there and then Punk's getting his ass kicked and then fucking glass shatters. Steve Austin just down there on his ATV. He's like, oh, he's just Steve Austin. He's in his ATV. He's got his 2 knee braces on. He's getting in there. And they're just looking at him like, what's he going to do? And then he just breaks off his knee braces. And then he charges them. And then he just starts whooping ass. Just Stone Cold Stunner to Bronson Reed. Stunner to Breaker. Stunner to Rollins. Helps CM Punk up. Gives him a pat on the shoulder. Double birds. Kicks him in the stomach. Stone Cold Stunner. And it goes off air. And everybody's losing their fucking minds. Social media, the clip is going to go viral. It's like, there's never been this. 1 trillion views on YouTube for the return of Stone Cold Steve Austin Prime somehow. You haven't heard from him in a while, have you? He's in the stem cell bath right now. He's in there. He's getting ready to get inside the hibernation tube. He's in there. He's curled up with the 2 beers. It's ready. The fucking dial's going to ding, 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 and then it just, and then he's fucking back. And they're making billions of dollars in Austin 316 shirts because he's fucking back, bro.
You know
and then
what?
After he's done stomping a mud hole in the vision, one by one, Cody Rhodes is out there on SmackDown making a nice little speech. He's vanquished his most recent opponent. Stone Cold Steve Austin beelines it on the ATV, jumps up into the ring like he's Brock fucking Lesnar. Crashes beers, which he just got out of midair, in the air, microphone in hand. You're over here, out here, crying about your daddy. And then just throws the title belt that he has. Cody's like, what the fuck? Kick, stun. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And then it's Cody Rhodes versus Stone Cold Steve Austin Prime at WrestleMania 44 or whatever.
Holy shit.
I just made $1 billion. They're never going to do this. It would be the best thing ever.
That would be insane.
You've got all this money. Why aren't you using the best scientific minds to get Stone Cold Steve Austin in ring shape? You get him out there. And it's pro wrestling, dude. Magic. Pro wrestling magic. Come on.
Be amazing. No, not to be confused with Pro Wrestling Magic, the promotion out in Jersey.
Right. That would have been a useful thing for me to put in like 3 years ago. But
yeah.
I digress. But yeah, look, I miss Stone Cold. I'm probably going to watch some old Stone Cold shit after this.
Dude,
I don't know what this...
I don't know if anyone... Like, they talk about Hogan. I don't know if anyone was really ever as over as Austin.
At that time?
Like, the pop that he would get. Also, like yeah, it was a different era, but Austin was selling out.
Yeah, more
bigger
people
stadiums.
were watching wrestling.
Yeah, more people they were selling out bigger stadiums than the Hogan era. It was huge. Austin, the world knew who Steve Austin was.
All I
If it,
know is, of the two,
hmm
The Rock's leaving a better legacy. I mean, Stone Cold's leaving a better legacy in wrestling than The Rock is.
Hell yeah,
Like,
hell yeah.
well, even with all your money and your board seat and your okay to mediocre movies, still doesn't add up to how cool Steve Austin was and continues to be.
hmm
You know, he's not out there making movies. He's chilling on his ranch. He's talking to people sometimes. Sometimes he'll do a weird reality show.
hmm
But he's out there selling his beers, but he's still stone cold. You don't hear him being political about nothing.
hmm
You know, none of that.
He's just chilling on his ranch with his cats. He has cats. Do you know that?
Yo, did you hear
Hmm.
that Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, Paul Heyman, and the New Day refused to be a part of Hogan's 10 bell salute?
I did not hear about that.
You could just do that. And you know what? Shame on them. He's dead. You're just doing this because your audience captured. Except the New Day. The New Day, I feel like, you know what? If they feel that way, then they shouldn't have to. But Rhea Ripley, Becky, and those guys, they're just, I don't know, man. I don't think it's
Maybe
right.
they have. I mean,
It's
out
called,
on a
what
limb
about
here.
solidarity with your locker room? You know, why does it have to be about yourself?
I can't answer that. But just to go back to Austin, because I looked it up here. So just to compare, Cena's 48, Dwayne is 53, Austin is 60. He's actually going to be 61 in December.
Fuck. Well, even if he's 61, if we get him in the stem cell bath,
hmm
okay, we put him in the regeneration chamber. We take him over to the Lazarus pit.
hmm
We whatever we need to do. You got all this money. Stallone makes movies still. You know, why can't you heal up Stone Cold? Get him out there. We need that badass, man. I'm tired of these jabronis we got right now. Crying about your daddy. And you got Seth freaking Rollins out there who, like, I don't see anything but, like, Billy Kidman. He's like, you know what I mean? Like, look at him. He's over and can wrestle more good, I guess. Billy Kidman. And I gotta believe this guy. This guy's the world champ. This guy's got all the power.
All the power.
Bro. Where are we? What world is this? We used to be a proper universe. We used to be a proper universe with grapefruits. But now we got these guys running things. It's the WWE universe. It's you know what? They don't want to call it they want to call it the Vesk era because calling it the game era would be what it is. Just some video game.
Beep,
You
bop,
know,
boop, boop, boop,
it's
beep,
not
bop.
real. Okay? All right, look, I still like Cody, all right? But he's crying about his daddy.
It's absolute. It is absolutely fuel for Austin. If Austin could come back, it would blow the.
I don't
Pick it
care
or-
if he's 61.
You gotta find an arena that doesn't have a roof because
Dude.
it'll be gone.
It would be old man Austin,
Mhm.
like old man Logan, one last run,
Mhm.
you know, for the last
Austin.
cowboy or whatever.
Austin.
And he's out there, and he's got these promos. Like he's an old man now, so he's more experienced. He could talk about more shit
hmm
in like a badass way. You know,
Mhm.
get people together, turn this place into a proper universe. And anybody gets a what chant out there, they get ejected from the arena. They got drones everywhere, like target you like Terminator Judgment Day style, like what chance detected. And somebody just tapping you on the shoulder, you're like, no, and they drag your ass out.
I'm certain the point of that was so that the talent would learn to speak in a cadence that doesn't have that predictable interruption. It's not a natural way of speaking.
Yeah.
Like the promos in the in-ring promos in wrestling, I equate to sort of watching a play. It should be a dialogue between the whoever's talking.
Alas, poor Uric. You knew him well. What?
What?
Here's a kick. And that's
Mhm.
and then into a stunner.
And I thought Snitsky kicked the skull into the crowd.
He's never
Wasn't
coming
his
back,
fault.
bro. I know you want him back. You want to
No.
inject him with the stem cells. You
No.
want him kicking actual babies. Well, actually, now if they do bring him back, they can get that little fella from AAA, and he can kick him. He's an adult.
There's a couple of them. There was Nino Hamburguet one on him. A couple people in the Battle Royal were little people.
It doesn't matter. There's one who's
Microman.
like the smallest.
Probably
Like the
Microman.
small. Yeah, Microman. That nobody cared about the other ones. They had
Microman eliminated.
Microman and Omos in the ring at the same time.
I
I
mean,
really thought he should use him as a weapon. He should have swung him around like a bat. That would have been cool.
Listen, Microman didn't want to show his strength by picking up Omos like that.
No, you know what I meant.
I know.
You know what I meant, right?
I know. I was just making it extra
And
silly.
shame on them from not putting the belt on El Grande Americano or Dominic
Seriously.
Mysterio.
Seriously.
You missed an opportunity. Like whoever's decision that was, you fucked up. Because now was the time to hit the iron while strike while the iron's hot. Strike while the iron's hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so Judgment Day won their match, but aside from that, Omos won the Battle Royal, and
We don't know what it's for, do we? You just
No.
got a trophy.
I don't think there was
A
a.
small trophy.
It's just, hey, here's a Battle Royal.
No, he's got a trophy.
Okay, it was a trophy, but still,
in the ring.
Mm.
Yeah.
it's the Copa Parado.
Look, if you can't say it, just like
Bardal. Gauntlet match. They call it a gauntlet match, but it's a Battle Royal. You had from WWE, besides Omos, Joaquin Wilde, Cruz El Toro, and Otis in there. La Parca was last eliminated.
whoa. Well, that means he's the guy.
Yeah, he was first out.
Yeah. Well, AAA is available on YouTube. You can watch it there if you didn't get to see it. I recommend
TripleMania.
checking it out. It was better than SmackDown this week, that's for sure. We still try to make that Tiffany Stratton Jade Cargo thing work.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work before. And look, Nia Jax is back. Great. We're doing great. Just going right backwards instead of forwards, because we're busy focusing on other shit. God forbid you put a little bit more effort into your women's division.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what's going on here. Is Julia going to defend that belt of hers, or is it just a toy? What's happening? Kiana James, what are you doing? It was worth the investment, those things, but you're not doing anything with this thing. I
Right.
need you to show me this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see plenty of those.
Yeah.
I need to see this.
Mm-hmm.
And your brainstem. Show me
I-
that IQ.
I think Lola Vice and Jada Parker are the next that are ready to come up for real.
Lola Vice,
Mhm.
watching her entrance was awkward as fuck.
Really?
Because, no one cared. And
Mm.
she's she's doing her dance. She's walking, she's doing her dance. And it's that's because they don't know. So,
It
We
like
need a little
cross,
more than that. Oh, she's dancing. That's
yeah,
cool.
crossover. Like yes, so the dance. I hate. I'm not a fan of a wrestler dancing on their way to the ring. Look up me talking about Fandango way back in the day. It's there. It's not on YouTube,
It's
but
a
it's
little
on.
bit different. She's a
Yeah,
little bit better at it than he
yeah.
is, but
It's
that's
in our
you know.
audio only. But like I think I think back to Willow Nightingale, right? Coming out just all smiley. I'm gonna kick someone's ass. No, no one does that. It doesn't feel
They
real. It
would if
doesn't
they're a
feel genuine.
psycho.
But that's not
They
Willow's
could be a
character.
psycho, right?
But that's not Willow's character. She's just happy.
What if she is a psycho? She she kidnaps men, cut off their faces, and she like wears their faces while she like pummels them.
I am sure there's probably a kink for that.
Well, they're not
I don't want.
paying.
I don't want to. I don't want to search. I don't want to search that on Reddit because I am pretty sure it'll come up.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great, Rich Torres. Well, I think now is a great time to end the podcast. I think we did a great job today.
All right.
We did a double decker last week. SummerSlam was huge.
Huge.
And usually episodes are just a conversation. There's no structure really.
Hmm.
And you don't want it to go too off the rails here. You
Yeah.
don't want to do that. This is me trying to help everybody.
Yep. Appreciate you, bro. Let us know down below what you thought about TripleMania if you watched it. What was your favorite clip? What do you think they should do about the women's division? Should they try to get Steve Austin back? Not in the women's
Yeah,
division.
the women's division should get Stone Cold Steve Austin back for sure.
Uh,
Definitely.
yeah, all that. Do us a solid. I gotta hit the button. Where's the button? The button is right there. There we go. More than half of you have not subscribed yet, so do us a solid and subscribe. Really appreciate it. It will help us out a lot. And as always, Jerry's got a party message.
A match of life is scheduled for one fall. So make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the bookers.